If anybody's wondering, yes, I built those stairs. And you might say, why didn't you hire somebody to build those stairs? Well, I tried. Like everything else around here, I know I've probably said this before. Getting contractors near me is near impossible. And if you can find them, their work is so shoddy that you'll end up redoing the work yourself if you've done any of this work yourself. So what I did was we actually bought this. It was a kit. Had it delivered to the house. So guy dropped off. Let's see, one of them. This is the not the master, but the master is actually different because we ordered one not knowing, and then he actually delivered three more sets or two more sets that didn't match the stairs in the master, but it's so insignificant unless I showed you, you wouldn't even you wouldn't even recognize that it was not the same staircase. Anyways, I had never put in rails or stiles or any of those things. You can see that on a previous episode. That was actually pretty simple. Once you find the calculator online, I was able to put all those styles in. So getting back to what I'm doing right now, I actually you'll probably find this funny. This channel used to be called Cheaper Than Rent. Only nobody could ever find it, and it didn't really make sense because I was renovating, and it's not cheaper. It's yeah. Anyway, long story short, these this is actually flooring that I primered. This is from the downstairs. I don't throw anything out. It's been 3 years and I'm still using drywall screws that I saved from tearing out walls downstairs. I haven't bought a single drywall screw. So what I did here was I kept all of these in the garage. Didn't know what I was going to use them for. And I was like, well, I like shiplap, and this stuff actually looked really similar to shiplap, and it was free. So I found the non-scratched flooring pieces. So I went through all the ones I had. I had piles of this stuff. It was just a lot. Went to So right there, just so you know what I'm doing, I'm actually gluing them, and then I have nails that I'm actually nailing them in so that you can't see any nails on the outside, except for I think later on I may come by and put nails on that one edge because I had planned to actually put like a bead of wood on that edge. I just never got to it. So maybe someday when I finish the windows and the doors, the molding around the windows and the doors, I will finish doing some of this trim work. I just, like I said, I've been going from one room to another. Once I get a room somewhat livable, we've actually moved into those rooms. So living in squalor, not really squalor, but living in the rooms that were here with the previous owners is really depressing. The colors, the paint jobs, just for someone like me who notices every little detail. God bless anybody that my family has to live with me, because I even notice my own mistakes drive me almost to tears because I can't fix them, especially when it comes to like tiling. So my little helper there, she's helping me. She was getting the boards ready. I think she was actually painting them off, or no, she had painted quite a few of these off screen. I didn't actually record those. I let her actually roller. These are all this is right now. This is just bare primer, or actually this may be Kills. I think it might be Kills, or one of those types. I don't know. Sometimes I buy the off-brand stuff. It just depends on who's cheaper, and if Lowe's or Home Depot or running a sale. So as I get closer to the bottom, you can actually see. I know I've shown this before. See that concrete pad? The contractors were supposed to actually take the stairs out and then put that other flooring down. However, because I'd already put the stairs in, they were going to try and smooth it down, but we parted ways before they could do that. So I ended up coming in there later with some concrete. You can see it on a previous video. And I actually smoothed as best as I could. You can't, with the carpet, you can't really tell unless you're standing right in those areas where there was a giant change in elevation from the old floor to the new floor. So these floors actually have PEX lines. The old floors had PEX lines, but the old floors had a poured concrete, as you can see there in that slab under the stairs. They had a poured concrete slab. Well, the gentleman, the previous owner, I guess, that owned this home, from what I've been told from neighbors that were here during that period, is that the truck driver was dumping the concrete into every single room one after another, and it was just him trying to smooth these floors out. And so because it was just him, the actual concrete was firming up as he was going. And one of the other neighbors saw this and came over with like 6 people, 6 other neighbors, and they did their best to trowel out the floor. Well, they were very likely not professionals, and so you will actually get in the rooms undulating floors. So the floor will actually, it looks like a beach where the sand goes up and down, and it makes it very difficult to tile or anything. So down in the kitchen, that was the worst. For some reason, the concrete in the kitchen, not only was it terribly elevated in some areas and low in others, it also cracked, spider-webbed the floor, because I guess it was hardening up so fast, and the house at that time I don't believe had settled completely. I don't see any new cracks. These were all existing, because I've actually poured some self-leveling concrete in the kitchen with no cracks in and or near those big cracks. And so there's no movement in the house any longer. It was just the gentleman was just, I think, over his head with when they dropped this concrete on him. And so I've actually ground down the floor in the kitchen and the living room downstairs the best I could. I used I think a 7-inch diamond grinder. So, okay, getting back to what you're seeing here, I'm actually finishing up this stairwell. Before I did this, there was a tiny little bit of give when you walked on it, but by tying this up, it made those stairs rock solid. You have no movement at all. So anyways, like I said, I just wanted to sit down, have a chat with you guys, show you where I've gotten to, and I really appreciate you coming along for this adventure. It's been 3 years. I am still working every day on this home. I also do, now lately, I've been doing 1 to 2 hours of videos per day. It takes an hour to 2 hours sometimes to edit a video, to do the talk, to speak to you. It's a lot of work. Plus, I work a 40 to sometimes 50-hour a week job, full time, and I work on the farm full time. I actually am supposed to be working on the case today, putting in some hydraulic fittings, which took me several weeks to find. About 2 weeks. I finally found a cat dealership actually that was able to get me the part the next day. You would have thought that, I could have gotten it from, Case, but that wasn't the case. Anyways, no pun intended. So, love y'all. Appreciate you being here. Like, subscribe, comment. It helps the algorithm. It also gives me a reason to continue putting these videos up if there's interest in these videos. And again, you'll have a lovely day, and I will catch you next time.